if you stop and listen, everybody's got a story. Everybody has, suffered something in their life. People are going through great stuff and hard stuff. And they're just, if you really knew the story on any random person you sit down with in a restaurant or on a plane, and they were really they were felt comfortable enough to tell you what was really going on. They're just heroes right and left. So I love that list of four that you mentioned, with integrity, which is also Bridgeway's number one business value. And we say it trumps everything else. That one comes first. But the four cornerstones of return on character, being integrity, responsibility, forgiveness, and empathy. I just love that combination. And you can think about people, that show up in each one of those. And sadly, I think I spent the first 2/3 of my life blowing past a lot of that till I really started trying to study it and learn and recognize that everybody has something to offer. And if you reflect that back, and I had a coach who's now passed away, Ann McGee Cooper, who was just amazing at reflecting back what you said and heard. She would take a conversation and synthesize it and send you back an email. It's like, this isn't stuff she made up. It's like what you said. But she was just amazing at taking the best of you and showing you a mirror of that. I'm like, wow, that's another, like, I love being a student of powerful people like that. How do you learn how to do a better job of that? So I'm 66, never stop learning. And my mom is 99, and she's a big model to me of that. She's more up on current events than almost anybody I know, and never stops learning. Takes courses at the Women's Institute here in our hometown of Houston. So I'm a believer in continual learning and character. Character, we've got a lot more to learn about. And that's one of the things that excites me about Rock and Return on Character, is that we're intentionally looking at how to understand it, how to improve it, how to train other people and train ourselves. Dan and I are going through this ourselves right now. Dan, I don't know if you want to talk about that, but he and I are both active real-time students of some of the advanced work that's been done in this area.
Well, I mean, there's a few things that I think it's important that the audience understands here. And that is that, of course, this is the Return on Character podcast, generously lifted up and hosted together with Jess and the Innovation and Leadership crew. But, at the end of the day, our focus is trying to find leaders in the public markets that have the highest degree of character that we can identify and give the market an opportunity to invest in them. And so that's our business. That's our focus. But part of doing that is finding people that also believe in wanting to support the effort to bring something like this to market. And Bridgeway Capital Management is one of those groups that wanted to be a part of this with me in launching this. And so my natural question to John is like, why? What I love about what we're doing with Bridgeway Capital Management is, and other investors, but what's really kind of unique here with John is that he brings the background in the financial industry into a sector or an approach that's very oriented towards personal behavior that I know is deep rooted in his heart, and they're kind of coming and they're combining, in a unique way. And so one of the things, John, I would love to hear you speak to is what attracted you to the return on character concept of investing?
Dan, I think it's purpose. I'm a purpose-driven individual, and we met in 2005, but didn't know each other well. Reconnected a little over a year ago, and Jess and the audience, if you meet Dan in person, like that, it's electric. If you're a purpose-driven individual, you're going to want to be on his team. So there's certainly that electricity. Why is it important? By way of moving the needle in the world is where I go more specifically in that. And that works like this for me. If 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 rock investments can demonstrate in the marketplace that character actually does matter, then CEOs of publicly held firms will be in boardrooms where their boards are asking them, "Why are you not on this list of high character CEOs?" Because clearly it matters, and clearly people are starting to care about it. If that's true, then it will move the needle in terms of hiring, professional development of leaders, and when they need to cut loose of somebody. So all those things are the purview of boards of directors. CEOs, are key to the leadership team. And if they're asking that question, and CEOs start to pay more attention, think what happens next. Like, oh, I need to get training in this area. I need to do a better job on this. How do you distinguish this? And why are there these four specific pillars? And do I agree with them? Well, it's hard not to agree with them if if you're engaging in life and relationship. But it's not just publicly held firms. Think of further on down again with success and training and the attention that's called to it. Privately held firms. You don't have to be a publicly held firm for this to make sense. And why would you even stop at business? This is true in academia. This is true in for-profit business. This is true in nonprofit uh, um, uh, businesses and charities. There's no organization where character doesn't make a difference, and it's also at the level of your family. It's like there's no place where this doesn't make a difference. And if we come to understand what it is, how you measure it, and how you can improve upon it, which is the research that underlies this, think of the change that you could make in the world.